Man, it's so funny how we put ourselves out there. It just struck me out. Every podcast I listen to is about, hey, this is exactly what you need to do.
Yeah.
You need to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, take a cold shower, get your body in a line.
Yeah. Take an ice bath.
Take an ice bath.
All right. Today we're going to tell you the top 5 things that your business needs to do to improve. Okay, today we're going to tell you the top 5 things that you can do in your business so that you can improve your business.
And what are they?
I don't know.
I don't have them.
No, I don't know. Today we're going to talk about the top 5 things that you can do to supercharge your business.
And number 1. What's number 1?
I don't know what number 1 is.
I have no idea how to supercharge any business.
We're just trying to make it through the summer.
We're just trying not to die.
Hey, I'm Tim C.
Hey, I'm Landon Blank.
And you're listening to Hacking Concrete.
So I was in Iowa earlier this summer for about a week, and it's not much to do in Iowa. And as I was there, I'm always thinking about work and thinking about business, just nonstop. That's just how it is. And I was just writing down some podcast ideas. And I had 2 ideas that about the same subject for a title for this podcast. So the first one was, why do we keep doing this to ourselves? And the second one is, no, thank you. I don't want that huge and highly profitable job. So, I'm not sure which direction this is going to go.
And so, and then when you're in the midst of it, let's say you're thinking beforehand, my mind goes to right in the middle. It's like, why do we do this? Why do we do this?
Well, yeah, we immediately crossed off the no thank you, I don't want that job, because we didn't say nothing. We didn't say that.
We'll do it. Yeah, that's right.
We almost said it.
That's right. And so you're sitting in the middle of this and you're overwhelmed. You don't know, why do we keep doing this? And it's like my buddy says, it's so funny. He's like, why do you keep hitting yourself in the head with a hammer? Because it feels so good when it stops. That's just the truth. Just funny. Keep beating yourself in the head with a hammer.
Yeah.
But our wives, my wife, she said, you are like this every summer. Yeah. Every summer you think it's the end of the world and you get through it every time.
Yeah, that's true.
But my question is like, I don't feel like we can schedule. How do you have a board of scheduling when you bid something in when did we bid
it in April?
In April. And we don't know until the end of June that you awarded the project?
And it has to be done August 1st.
Right? And so people hearing could be like, well, you just keep asking. You just keep asking. It's like, at that point, though, we were kind of like, I hope they don't call because we have too much work. We didn't want to call.
No. The reason we were thinking about the title, the reason I was thinking about the title in Iowa was because I was there and somehow you figured out that we got the job. Yeah. It was like late June. Mm-hmm. And you figured out that we got the job, even though no one told us officially that it was ours yet.
I knew the call was coming. I just this is.
Yeah. So we have our summers booked and we've really been working hard to do a certain type of project. And I had our whole summer booked with those types of projects that we really wanted.
Well, let's just say this. Again, for people listening, I feel like we always have a thought of a direction the business should go. Yeah. Like this is the way we should make it go. And I always feel like the business gets away from us. And the business, no. In other words, we have a wild dog that's not trained.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so all of a sudden, instead of the business being on a leash, it's a wild dog that breaks loose.
Yep. We had crews that were trained to do polished concrete, these jobs we had sold. And then we had another crew that was going to do nothing but epoxy coatings over and over and over. A very simple, repeatable process. Yes. We had the whole summer laid out to where it was going to be stress-free. Mm-hmm. And then like a wild dog, running away from us, we just held on and let it go where it wanted to go.
Yeah, and it just dragged us all through it until we pretty much came out unbruised.
Yeah, we made it. We made it through it, but it was sketchy for a little while there.
But this is again, we talk about this all the time about business. Like, how do you control that?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think is it to a point where we need to start leaving July open?
How?
Knowing that education jobs are going to come in?
Yeah.
But what if they don't come in?
And then we get outbid or we don't get awarded the project?
What if they don't? Yeah, then what?
Yeah. Now, granted, in summer months, typically that can be filled up. But
it's true, but we're responsible for a lot of people's livelihoods.
We are.
We can't just like hope that we're going to get these education jobs that we always get every single year.
Yeah.
It's funny that we keep doing it, but there's really, I mean, it's literally every year is the same thing. We don't know we have them. We have them. I tell Troy we got them. And he's like, you said last year you weren't going to do this again. And I'm like, yeah. We won't do it again. We just got to do just one more.
Yeah.
Like a drug addict, just one more.
and then, okay, look, so you bring that into the employees and you're like, how do you and I sit there talking, how do we convince them to put in this extra time? And how do we, and not only convince them, but to give them benefits to it? You know, what do other people do to help out?
How can we motivate them?
How can we motivate them to knock this out?
Yeah. It was funny too, because like when you get a job that's going to take 5 or 6 weeks and there's a deadline coming, you and I both know that the back end is really stressful no matter what you do. So you have to push on the front end,
and that's a good thing we have learned on these massive ones. Push hard, push so hard, like our deadline is tomorrow,
right?
And then by the end,
our guys were like, "What's the rush?"
Right?
And even the project manager was kind of like, "Why? Like, would you guys slow down?" And we're like, no, we have to go.
We've never been told that either. This is the first year ever that they were like, "You're going too fast.
Yeah,
slow down." And it's like,
we're like, okay,
nope, we're going.
We kind of laugh and say, okay, well, and then knowing full well that the head guy of everything, he would die if he heard someone tell a contractor on his job to slow down.
Yeah,
he would die.
Yeah.
So we just push forward, and like I said, all of our employees kind of were like not really sure why we were pushing so hard to get this massive section knocked out really quick, but if we hadn't done that, the whole back end of the job would have been complete chaos.
Correct. So it's like, how do you plan for this? All right. So we are not a massive business. We have about 10 guys that we can move around. It's not something where we can just, for lack of a better word, throw bodies at something.
No.
So how do we, as this size of a business, how does this? The reason why I'm talking about this is because I don't know the answer, and
it's a rhetorical question. Obviously.
It upsets me.
Yeah, we have no idea
because it's like
what are we supposed to do?
We do not come in and install carpet. And we know that it'll take us 1 hour to install this carpet.
I guess that's why we know that everything we do is like super complicated,
and takes time, and you don't know a timeline. You have a range.
Yeah,
I don't know, but we did it.
We made it through it, and it was fine. But what it caused though was that like we said, we had all this work booked. So I mean, I spent weeks agonizing over calling people and trying to rearrange schedules, because I talked to you like every 3 days. I was like, hey, Landon, so what should I say to this person? What am I going to tell them? And it was hard. I mean, it was terrible. It was awful.
It is tough. The difference, homeowners are not. They might say they are, but they're not they're not on the timeline. Like,
they're not. No,
they're not.
Nope.
It sucks though for you. You feel like you gave someone your word.
Yeah.
And then you're backing out on that word.
Right.
That's hard.
And I didn't call any of them and tell them that, hey, we're not coming. Like I didn't make any phone calls like that, but I did call the ones that we needed to move, and I just told them what was going on, and they were all gracious enough to let us move it. Like it was nice. I guess the environment that we're in. I mean, either I just had really nice customers this year, or the environment that we're in, people are just thankful that anyone's going to come at all.
Right.
And I think that's probably a lot of what it was.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really fortunate to be in the time that we're in, because it makes business a lot easier right now when, when
that is true.
People are just grateful for us to be there. So it worked out this year.
You're getting, I mean, we're getting so many people right now telling us, well, nobody even called.
Yeah.
Nobody even whatever.
Yeah. You're the only one that called me back.
Yeah. Which gives us this line of grace. And while they also know that in this current condition that help is difficult.
It is difficult to find help. Yeah. I think everybody knows that. I think that everyone knows that we're constrained by that for some reason. I don't know why this year is so bad.
So let me ask you this. Did we make the right decision?
Oh, to do it?
Or should we just say, no, this is what we are? That's what I struggle with us with that. And that's just being plain honest. It's like who are we?
Right. Okay. Just to be clear with everybody, like what he's talking about is that who we are, that's what we want to be doing are these not easy. What we want to be doing are these repeatable processes of jobs that we had sold where each job is like 3 or 4 days. Mm-hmm. It's like a polished job or a coating job. Mm-hmm. And that was what we're really gunning for. And we allowed ourselves to get pulled into this other type of work, which is a lot more complex, takes a lot more people and a lot more time. Mm-hmm. That's not the direction we want to go in because it involves all of us there all the time, you and me and all of our crews, everyone there on this like tunnel vision on this one project. And we really don't want to operate like that for much longer.
And it's not that it's bad. It's just that maybe something else could be better.
Yeah.
We feel like when we tie up labor so long in a project, it stresses everything out. It stresses schedule. Are you as profitable? Could you be more profitable?
Yeah.
In another direction?
We probably could have made just as much doing the jobs we had scheduled. Mm-hmm. And then in addition to that, we lost a lot of work because now the stuff we had scheduled got moved to August. So now people are calling in July and I'm saying, well, we can't get there till the end of September. Mm-hmm. And people aren't going to wait that long. Right. So we may have lost work in the long run too.
Maybe, but I'm still not so bad. It was the wrong decision. I feel like it's the right decision still.
I do too. I do too still. But it's not what we want to be. It's not what I want to be doing.
That's the thing about, again, to go back to it. People are going to listen to this and be like, y'all are crazy. You do what you say the business is going to do. I haven't felt that way.
Yeah.
I felt like we get pulled into from day one on polishing side of day one on the other side. It was always small residentials building the business through small residential, right?
Yeah.
And then, but I felt like with our polishing side, it's always been like pulling into these big projects.
It is. Yep. For some reason, our company has the ability to get really big jobs done in a fairly short amount of time for some reason. Like our guys come together, they work ridiculous hours and we like pull these things. This is really arrogant sounding, but we pull these things off and we've kind of become known at this one education place that's what we can do. And they're always calling us with these ridiculous things. They're like, we know you guys can do this.
Yep. So that's awesome that we have people that rely on us.
Yeah.
But is it the right move? Tim and I we have talked about this for 6 months to a year about the direction of the business.
Yeah. We even hooked up with Danny from Concrete Marketing Crew. Mm-hmm. And he's helping us to go in that direction that we want to go in.
Yeah, he is.
Like he's doing a lot of our marketing now. He's taking over our website and doing SEO for us and stuff. And leads are starting to come in and like we can go down the path of what we want to be doing.
But it's a little scary.
Yeah, it's a little scary to commit to this one thing one or two things because what happens when they go out of style or whatever.
Right.
Like but we can go down that path now. We have enough to where we can do the things we want to do. Mm-hmm. But the question is at what point do we flip a switch on our website and we turn off all the things we don't want to do anymore to where we're a company that only does 2 or 3 things instead of 10 things. Mm-hmm. And speaking of Danny, he's actually working with us on this show now too. And every show he's going to give us one tip about how you can improve your concrete business. He's basically giving us tips to where we can all improve our business if we do what he says to do. And then if it comes to a point where you want to hire him to just do it for you, you can do that.
Yeah, just yeah.
But anyways, let's play Danny's tip here.
Yep.
Hey there, Decorative Concrete Contractor. Danny with Concrete Marketing Crew here for another marketing tip to help you land more clients. So check this out. Today's tip is to help you land more clients and build the confidence during the estimating phase. So if you're going out to a prospect's home and you're going to be doing an estimate, taking measurements, presenting a proposal, this is a time to build trust. And what a better way to build trust than actually sending a selfie video before you show up on their home. Now you could do this the day off or the day before. I recommend if you're at a specific job site or work site that's similar to what you're about to go and estimate, go ahead and just take out your phone and say, hey, Mrs. Johnson, I see that I'm going to be seeing you later on at 1 p.m. today, but check out this project. We're just wrapping up here. Thinking of you. I'll see you at 1. Let me know if you have any questions. Boom. You send that video out and you do that every single time you have to go and give out an estimate and watch how prospects welcome you into their home. Now, If you've already given estimates, now it's time to follow up. And what you do is the following. You take out your phone and do another selfie video and say, hey, Mrs. Johnson, was thinking about you and your project. Check out how beautiful this backyard or this patio or this driveway or this garage floor came out. Was thinking about you. Looking forward to get started on your project. Let me know if you have any questions in the meantime. Boom, hit send and see what happens to your bank account. My friends, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Danny@concretemarketingcrew.com.
Okay, so how do we decide to flip that switch, or are we going to do it? Because you and I, if you asked us 6 months ago, we would have said, yes, we are absolutely going to focus on 2 or 3 things instead of 10 things.
All right, well, let's talk about this. And again, I'd love to I wish we were in I wish, because I so want to know about this, I wish we were in like a group talk right now. Whoa.
Yeah.
I wish we were in a group talk. But the obvious answer for me is still do what we want to do, multiple crews that way.
Yeah.
While still doing what we're doing.
Right.
However, it takes skill to do what we do.
Mm-hmm.
And that skill is hard to come by. So how do you get enough? I don't know.
I don't know where we're going. Like, this is a hard show for us because we don't know like what the answer is. It's really like posing a question but we can't hear anybody's response.
Right. I know. So give us responses. Yeah.
I don't know how you can talk to us on a podcast.
But I like it because they're just being honest and just being like, we really don't know. We're trying.
Yeah.
Still after this long.
I know.
You know?
21 years after this long, we're still trying to like figure out where we're going.
Yeah. Right. We need to be better.
So what's the answer? I mean, I guess you and I both agree the answer is that we're not going to turn down these jobs. Even though we want to focus on these certain things, we're not going to turn down those jobs. But I think that you and I also both agree in our conversations, off camera here. We also like are trying to be a little more choosy with those massive jobs that we're doing because some of these jobs are really, really hard on employees.
It is.
And if we can make the same doing our niche that we want to be in versus like doing these massive jobs.
Good point.
And it's like burning out our employees.
Quality of life, right?
Yeah. We don't want them to be miserable.
Maybe that's why we get these jobs, because we're the only ones dumb enough to do it.
It might be.
If that's the case, we really need to charge more.
Yeah, it might be. I mean, it's just so many factors that go into it. And so you did that one job where you removed all that tile. I never even asked you about that. You removed like 10,000 feet of tile.
Well, we 10,000 of tile and 10,000, and it was layered on carpet. Carpet was laid on top of the VCT tile.
Yeah.
So we removed that, and the reason why we had to do that, and that was thrown on us at the last minute. That was supposed to be done by the customer, and the customer was like, "Oh yeah, we can't do it." And I'm like, "Well, did the timeline change?" And like, "Nope, timeline didn't change. You have to do that too."
Timeline didn't change. We don't have laborers, and you need to do it now.
Yeah, exactly.
That's basically what was said.
And it happened. We did it, but it was tough. It's tough on the guys.
He was on the 4th floor of a building that didn't have any access upstairs other than an elevator as big as this desk.
Right.
And you took all the tile down in the elevator?
All of it. One elevator at a time.
Yeah.
And you're right. So that's tough on guys.
Yeah, it's hard.
That's tough on guys. Old school, you've been like, so what? It's tough. It's what we do.
Yeah.
Times have changed, man.
They have, I know. We want to keep for one, we just want to be good to them.
Yes.
And 2, we need to make sure we keep our employees.
And retention.
Yeah. It is so hard to find somebody new and train somebody new. So like, that's always in the back of our mind when we take a project. And I don't know. It's just
so we're kind of answering our own question here, right?
Yeah.
We're kind of getting to the point to where we probably know the move we need to make.
Yeah. These podcasts are good for us because we're kind of like working. We didn't really talk about this ahead of time. We're kind of like working the idea out.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like that we're on the same page that, yeah, we're going to try to niche down, but we're also going to take these big jobs because we have a knack for that. But at the same time, we can't overload the employees with like crazy, super hard, miserable work.
Yeah.
So it's kind of somewhere in between there, I think, is kind of the direction we want to go. But, and we say that now at the end of summer when things are really good. We just had a really good summer, had a lot of work. But I don't know what I'll say if you ask me in February when I feel like things are a little slow.
Or in the middle of summer when we said this sucks.
Yeah, you asked me in
we can't do this.
Middle of June. No, we can't do it because we're too busy. But if you ask me in December or January,
yeah,
probably take whatever we can. It'd be the answer most likely.
So last summer we had one of these projects. It was brutal. We talked about it. We talked about it was a whole food line, a whole grocery store that we redid.
Yeah.
However, it's September is when we're supposed to.
Oh yeah. Got the letter right here.
Got the letter.
You want to read it?
So one of those stupid jobs we talked about. Anyway, decorative residence coatings over 5,000 square feet.
Yeah.
First place.
But yeah, we won.
First place at American Society of Concrete Contractors.
Yep.
So if anybody's listening and you're going, could you please tell us how to run our business when we get there? Because we really don't know.
No. Well, that's a good example though. Like that was one of those jobs we shouldn't have taken. I didn't want to do that one.
Yeah.
And now we got this award. We're going to stick that on our website that we won this thing.
I think every one of these jobs you said, I don't want to do that.
No, I know.
I'm not going to do that.
I don't want to do anything.
So yeah, I mean, we're talking to no one right now, but
Yeah.
maybe someone can tell us something then.
Yeah. Well, I think we figured it out, talking through what we want to do, but I don't know if that's the right answer.
I don't either.
I mean, the right answer from an entrepreneur perspective is that you build a system of repeatable processes that you can delegate to multiple crews and do that over and over and over.
Correct.
That's how we should do it. But it just keeps coming back to that we have a knack for doing these things that kind of almost seem impossible.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be I won't say impossible. We have a knack for doing these things that seem to be very difficult to get done.
It's on
in a
the
certain period
verge
of time.
it's right on the verge of us not being able to do it.
Yeah.
Kind of deal. Like not impossible, but it's really something we shouldn't be doing, but yet we've been given the grace to get it done.
Yeah.
So
Yes, I don't know. No answers on this one.
what's funny about us is that because of our line of work, I listen to books and podcasts all day long.
Yeah.
And the podcasts I listen to are constantly giving me advice. This is what you need to do. And the podcast we're putting out is we have no idea.
No idea. No idea.
It just hit me. It's like everything I'm listening. Like here are 5 points to better your life.
The top 5 things.
Top 5 things. And Tim and I talk about. We have no idea.